Before he goes home every night, he has to fill his house with alcohol, and he has to put out the smoke of the steel door on all the windows in front of the sun until he makes sure that there is no light in the house. Men only dare to sleep in the bathtub with their dogs. It turns out that the world at night has been occupied by mutated demons 3 years ago. A deadly virus swept the world. All the infected humans have mutated. The mutated demons are extremely aggressive. As a result, the number of humans decreased rapidly. Only a few people like Xiaofei were lucky enough to survive. Fortunately, the mutated demons are very afraid of the sun, so Xiaofei can go hunting in the daytime. The desolate streets can become his racing track at any time, but there is only one way to race with him. Occasionally, if you are lucky, you can run into a dead end, but you can't be sure that no lion jumps out to fight for food with him. But Xiaofei has a gun. As long as the gun is accurate enough, maybe there will be an unexpected harvest today. Who knows that a female lion and a little lion came from afar. Xiaofei was soft-hearted with the alarm clock on the watch. It's time for him to go home. Such a life has been repeated for 3 years. Xiaofei has never found a second surviving human except for a dog. But Xiaofei has never given up hope. He left the information that he was still alive in the radio, and at noon every day he will wait for the arrival of the next survivor at the dock. Occasionally, he will play golf on the wings of the fighter plane. What did the dog suddenly find not far away that day? Xiaofei took a closer look. It's a lonely deer. A man and a dog chased after it without hesitation. Who knows that the headless deer actually dug into the dark warehouse? Xiaofei did it have time to stop the dog from following him? This dark warehouse, obviously, it's the best hiding place for nightmares. Although Xiaofei was very scared, but in order to find his little partner, he still walked in with such courage. Following the bloodstains all over the ground, Xiaofei found that the deer had been killed. He continued to bravely move forward. Xiaofei finally found the dog hiding under the table, but when Xiaofei got close, the dog was suddenly terrified of his hind legs. Xiaofei immediately noticed that something was wrong. Xiaofei shot counterattack, but this will only lead to more nightmares. A man and a dog ran away desperately on the day before they were about to escape from the outside world. The nightmare caught Xiaofei and fell down the door together under the sunlight. The nightmare soon lost its movement. The survivor Xiaofei suddenly had an idea. He fixed a rope to the door of the warehouse, then cover it with a piece of black cloth. The other end of the rope is a truck weighing a few tons. After that, Xiaofei used his own blood as bait. He was going to use a trap to catch a nightmare and go back to investigate. Soon there was a nightmare on the end of the rope. Xiaofei didn't hesitate to knock a noisy nightmare out, but another nightmare suddenly came out of the warehouse. He ignored the sun-scorching heat and sent a signal to Xiaofei. At first, Xiaofei didn't take it seriously until he returned to the lab. He found that he had caught a female nightmare, but he couldn't care so much since the outbreak of the virus. After the extinction of humans, he has been using his own blood to develop a virus drug. Just 2 days ago in the lab, a little white mouse with blood type 391 was injected. Symptoms have been relieved. Now he has to verify whether the blood type is effective on the human body. But Xiaofei hasn't realized yet the female nightmare he caught was the female boss of the nightmare. He thought he would save all humans, but it will only bring him the fire of killing. Soon Xiaofei studied for hundreds of times in 3 years, finally saw the symptom relief phenomenon on a little white mouse, so he couldn't wait to inject the same blood type into the female nightmare's body. Gradually, the female nightmare's breathing began to slow down. Pulse and body temperature are slowly decreasing. Just when Xiaofei thought the experiment was going to succeed, the female nightmare suddenly became irritable until the female nightmare finally calmed down after the heartbeat stopped. Obviously, this experiment has failed. Xiaofei re-injected the virus into the nightmare's body. Every failure makes Xiaofei very depressed. He is the only human in the big world. Fortunately, there is a dog with him. The next day, he went out to collect supplies as usual, but what surprised him was that he was usually in the library. The human sculpture that he regarded as a friend suddenly appeared elsewhere. Xiaofei longed for these friends of the sculpture to be really human. Heck knew clearly that this was impossible. He raised a gun to threaten the sculpture and told him, why would I show up here? Seeing that the other party did not respond, Xiaofei shot the sculpture directly. Unknowingly, he lost his mind and got closer and closer to the trap. Although Xiaofei thought the trap was familiar, but because of the head injury, Xiaofei fainted soon until the alarm clock on the watch reminded him to go home. Xiaofei woke up. After waking up, he pulled out a dagger and cut off his hand, but when he fell down, the dagger got stuck in his leg. The puppy kept licking the owner to try to ease his pain. Look at setting sun behind. He must hurry to leave this person after all. At night, this is the world of the nightmare. Unexpectedly, Xiaofei climbed to the middle of the road and suddenly found in the dark, the nightmare boss released 2 mutated dogs. Fortunately, there was a ray of sunlight to block it. Get more chances for Xiaofei to escape, but the injured thigh was too slow. Soon the last ray of sunlight disappeared. After mutating, the vicious dog fired at Xiaofei in order to protect Xiaofei. The dog did not retreat at all, although the dog was killed by the owner in the end, but the dog was also bitten to death. Xiaofei brought the dog home at the fastest speed, then injected the most likely effective serum into the dog's body. But the virus has already taken effect. It is necessary to know that the dog is the only partner with Xiaofei. He has long been as important as his family, but in the end, Xiaofei still had to kill him with his own hands. The dog dog's departure made Xiaofei unable to let go for a long time this night. Xiaofei did not go home but drove the car to the docks, used props to attract the devil. Then the dog's rush back. The anger of the gun and the determination to avenge the dog made him want to kill all the devils. But the devil's attack power and intelligence were far beyond his imagination. Under the command of the devil boss, Xiaofei's car was directly overturned. He was trapped in a safety belt like a high-protected sheep. Suddenly a strong purple light shone over, but in a daze, Xiaofei was completely blown away. When he woke up from a coma, the wound had been sealed. Xiaofei, who has lived alone for 3 years, entered a state of alertness for the first time, but found that he was saved by a woman and a child. This is 3 years after the virus wiped out humans. Xiaofei saw no infected people for the first time. It turned out that the woman heard Xiaofei's rumors on the radio. That's why she came here. She told Xiaofei that there was a survivor base in another place, but Xiaofei didn't believe it, and he never came out of the sadness of losing his dog. Who knows? The woman came back to him disappointed and covered the smell. At midnight, a sound suddenly appeared outside the house through the small window. Xiaofei found countless demons around him. He quickly opened all the lights outside the house, but the devils fell down one by one with their bodies looking of almost crazy demons. Xiaofei can only take the last method. He started the bomb that was buried around the house in advance. This attack successfully caused damage to the demons, but when Xiaofei went upstairs to find his mother and son, he found that there were demons breaking into the room. The next second, Xiaofei, who was in a coma, was not a devil's opponent, but he was just pretending to be dead for the time being. While the devil did not pay attention to the successful sneak attack, who knows, but it angered the devil even more. Fortunately, Xiaofei prepared weapons everywhere at home. When the devil was hiding in the dark, Xiaofei aimed at the liquidifier in the room, but the devil's skills are quite agile. When Xiaofei's bullets were used up, the devil was gone. Then Xiaofei found his mother and son under the table, but there was a devil on the roof of the house. Xiaofei took the opportunity to take the gun and killed him, but there were still demons outside the house. He was heading this way. Xiaofei quickly brought his mother and son to the basement laboratory. This is when they accidentally found the captured woman and the devil. They began to recover gradually, but they didn't have time to wake up. A large number of devils broke into the laboratory. Xiaofei kept telling the other party, "I can say I can help you. You are sick, and I can help you." Who knew that the devils were not interested in this? Instead, the devil's boss saw the beloved woman in the room. He hit the glass door with his body again, and again there were a lot of prey on the door. Xiaofei realized that he couldn't hold on for long, so he drew a tube of his own blood, let the mother and son hide in the dark with his blood, and he looked at the photo of his wife again. He pulled out the bomb in his hand. When the door was broken, he and all the devils died together. After that, the surviving mother and son really found the survivors' escape room, and Xiaofei's blood, it will also be the most important solution to continue human civilization.